grab your 2x3 brick, and this is going to be the body of our Imperial Walker. Now, LEGO in their design used 3 1x2 bricks, but that just seemed kind of like unnecessary in a lot of pieces. Just grab one 2x3 brick. And on the bottom of that 2x3 brick, we're going to grab one of these 1x2 plates with handle up and just stick it underneath so it goes along the front of our brick, and that's going to be the neck of our Imperial Walker. And to smooth this bottom out, we're going to get a 2x2 plate and just put that 2x2 plate right there underneath, and now you can see that nice smooth body. Now another thing that LEGO does is they did this 1x2 tile piece right across the center here to give it some depth, but I thought it looked kind of ugly. I would either just leave it out like I am here and have the studs exposed, or use a 2x3 tile piece just to smooth it out. But I didn't like that single 1x2 tile that LEGO used. So here's the body of our Imperial Walker. Now to create the head of our Imperial Walker, we're going to get a 1x1 plate with clip-on side, and we're going to kind of flip it over. And underneath, on that little bottom stud, we are going to get a I can talk today, a binocular piece. And you're just going to stick that binocular piece, so the whole binoculars goes on top of that stud or into that stud, and it faces away from the clip, and that's going to be the guns of our Imperial Walker. Now, I usually like to keep things like uniform in color, but because this thing is so small, we can't really create a cockpit, so I did like the dark gray 1x1 plate piece that we just put right there on top, and we've now created the head of our Imperial Walker. And you just stick that little clip piece into the neck piece of our body like that. And now to create the legs, all you need to do is grab these little telescope pieces, these minifigure telescope pieces, and stick it to the small end, goes into the corner of our bottom, and then do that again on all 4 corners of what is now a 2x3 space. And once we have all those legs in, we have completed our Imperial Walker. The first thing we're going to do is grab a 2x2 plate, and on top of that 2x2 plate, we're going to grab 2 of these 1x2 plates with clips on side, and we're going to put that so that they're facing opposite directions. So we get those 2 clips, and they're facing opposite directions on top of our 2x2 plate. Now we're going to get another 2x2 plate and put it right there on top, and then here on the front, wherever you decide to be your front of your Imperial Walker, we're going to get a 1x2 plate with handle facing up, and you're going to put it so that it goes along there and the handle is up and over those 2 clips that you have. And now on the back here, we're going to get one more 2x2 plate and stick it on the back here so it kind of overhangs over those back 2 clips. And now on top of this 1x2 clip with handle on top, plate handle on facing up, we're going to get a slope piece. And that slope piece is going to go fat end up, and then it slopes down towards the handle. And then behind that slope piece, we're just going to get a regular 1x2 plate and just put it right there on top behind it. And now we get a 1x2 tile piece and put it on that top of that 1x2 plate piece we just put in. And that's going to make it more smooth on top. Kind of see how it slopes and becomes smooth. Now in the back here, we're going to get a 1x2 slope piece again and put it again so the fat end is at top and then it slopes down towards those back clips. And now we're ready to create our legs. And to create the legs, all you do is you get one of these 1x4 plates with handles on both ends, and on one of those ends you're going to get a 1x1 tile with clip on top and just stick it in there, and that's going to be the leg and the foot of our Imperial Walker. And now what we do is we get that other end of the handle and we put it into one of our clips facing down like that. And of course it's an Imperial Walker and he's got to walk, so he needs his 4 legs, so we do that 4 times, and I'm doing it so the studs are facing out. I like that because it makes it look like a Lego model, and so I kind of like to see those studs every now and then. And then you can position these legs any way you want, the feet any way you want, so a lot of mobility in this Imperial Walker design. And of course we are missing his head right now, so to create his head we're going to get a 1x1 plate with clip on side, and this is going to be the top of our head. So underneath that we're going to get a 1x1 square plate with translucent black to be our cockpit window where General Veers or the other troopers are looking out at their target. And then underneath that translucent black piece we're going to get just a 1x1 flat plate and put it underneath like that. And so we get them all nice and even because there's just one little 1 stud connection, so they move. And then we put that clip onto our handle that faces up, put it in there like that, and here we have an Imperial walker. To build the body of our Imperial walker, we're going to get our largest piece, the 2x4 plate. And on top of that 2x4 plate piece, we're going to get a 2x2 plate and just put it right there in the center of the plate. And so you've got those two studs on each end still exposed. Now on top of that 2x2 plate, we're going to get a 2x2 tile piece and just put it right there on top of the plate, and that's going to smooth out the top of our Imperial walker. Now on these studs that are still exposed on the sides, we're going to get these 1x2 slope pieces and put it so that the thin end is on the outside and it slopes up towards that plate and tile we just put on, and that's going to create the top of our Imperial walker. So we get 2 times for both sides. Now it's the top of our walker. Underneath we get a 2x3 plate, and we put it in the back of our 2x4 plate like this. So they're kind of lined up and there's that little space here. Now the reason we have that space there is because we are going to grab a 1x2 plate with clip in the center, and you're going to put that right here, and that's where our Imperial walker's neck is going to attach. Now underneath, we're still building down here, we're going to get another 2x2 plate piece, and once again we're going to put that right in the center of our walker here. So we've still got these 2 areas exposed here and there. Now underneath that 2x2 plate, we're going to get 1x2 plates with 2 clips on side, and then we're going to do that underneath and onto that 2x2 plate we just put on. There's a nice little gap there for those clips to fit into. So we're going to do that on both sides, and this is where our legs are going to attach. And let's move on to the head. Now to create the head of our Imperial walker, we're going to get a 1x2 plate with a little handle here on the end, and that's going to be our neck where it clips in. So on the back stud here, close to the handle, we're going to get a 1x1 plate and just put it right there on the back stud like that. And now we've got this stud over here exposed. What we're going to do is get a 2x1 slope piece with notch in back and put it right here so it covers both that first plate and the 1x1 plate we just put on. And you can kind of see the top of our walker coming to life. Now underneath, I'm going to get a 1x1 plate with clip on side and put it so it sticks out, and those are going to be the guns of our Imperial walker. And this is your choice. Now the guns stick down a little bit, but I like it a little more streamlined, so I'm going to get another 1x1 plate and put it right behind that clip piece to smooth it out, but that piece is optional. This is just my personal preference. So now our head is done, and I'm going to clip it onto our walker. So there's that clip piece that was in the center. I'm just going to clip them together like this, and we have the head of our Imperial walker. Now to create the legs, what we do is we grab a tap piece, and in the large end of the tap piece, we're going to get one of these minifigure telescope pieces and put it so the small end clips into the big end of the tap piece. And now we've got one leg of the Imperial walker. And so we just kind of, you can either clip it in, slide it in, but there's our little side ring clip, and put it in like that. And of course, this is a walker, not a stumbler, so we're going to put 4 legs on. But we're gonna, after we put our 4 legs on, we will have a completed Imperial walker. And what I really like about this design, and just kind of happened by accident there, is one, the legs can move into different positions if you want. And also, the head itself has some great movement up and down like this. So I do like the mobility of this design.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.